Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Panasonic TX40FS503B television. It has a 40-inch screen on it, and Panasonic also offer this model in a 32-inch version, and the model number on that one is the TX40FS503B. But for the purpose of this video I'll show you the 40-inch version, mainly because it's easier to see, especially when I'm doing the video. But things like the features and benefits are all pretty much the same between the 32 and the 40 inch. So the first things I'll do, I'll mention the external sizes. So the width of the television is 90 centimeters. The height of the television from the stand is 56. And one of the most commonly asked questions are the dimensions of the pedestal stand. And this is mainly because a lot of people have got flat screen TVs now, but the stands they had were a bit smaller. And most brands, not just Panasonic, have gone through a phase of putting the legs on the outside of the TV, which is quite a pain, because if you've got an older TV with a smaller stand, then it means you need to basically shell out for the TV and also upgrade the stand as well. But what Panasonic have done is they've made this 54 centimeters in the width of the stand, and it's only 20 centimeters deep, so it's a nice slim depth stand. And really the advantage is, if you have got an older stand, even one of the smaller 60 centimeter glass stands, which are quite a bit smaller, then it'll still fit on there okay. So when you first plug the television in and get it switched on, and clearly once you put the stand on the bottom, I'll just show you the remote in a moment. The on-screen graphics and everything through the television are really good. So So the first thing you need to do is set it up whether it's the home or whether it's for shop use, but I'll set it up for home. And this is where you would actually set up the internet side, because with this TV you have got things like catch-up services, which I will show you in a moment. But what we need to do is we need to set the television up first. So once you put your Wi-Fi passcode in and that's all set up, then all you need to do is to select the region. And what this will do is this will actually tune the television in, so it'll look for your local region and it will pick out all the strongest channels, put them in the right order. Now, one advantage that this TV has got that a lot of other TVs haven't got is, as well as having Freeview, it has got FreeSat built in as well. Quite a few years ago a lot of brands would have FreeSat integrated within the TV, but over the last 2 or 3 years they've really shied away from that. But the main advantage is if you are in an area, say within the UK, where the signal quality for Freeview is not that great, then you can connect it up to a dish. The signal quality will be a lot better. What I'll do is I'll show you the remote control first. This design of remote Panasonic have used for some time now, and if you've had a Panasonic TV before, then you'll certainly recognise it. And I won't cover all the buttons, but basically you've got things like the guide on the right hand side that I'll cover. You've got things like the volume and the channel up and down and the channels in the middle here. But the advantage of these TVs now are that you've got things like the Netflix button, because a lot of people are subscribing to the Netflix service. And if you have got a recorder that's by Panasonic, then you've got the buttons here, and that just enables you to control the basic functions. So really what I want to do is to show you things like the guide and how the TV works and some of the features. So the first thing to show you is the guide on the television. And what I'll be doing is I'll be going through the Freeview service, because I've not actually got the FreeSat connected. So this is really the way that the guide is laid out. And what you can do is you can actually have a look. So this is on a Saturday, and you can see for the next week ahead to see what's on. The other advantage, and I mentioned about the catch-up service, that you've got something called Freeview Play, and what this enables you to do is, again, you can go back for the last 7 days, but what you can do is you can actually do it through the guide. To view programs that you've missed through the guide, then what you can do is, as long as you've got the previous sign at the bottom left there, then just using the cursor controls on the remote, what you can do is you can actually go back, and it's really a fantastic way of being laid out. I do find that some other brands are not as easy as this, And what you can do is you can actually go back, so you see the days at the top here, and then you just select the time that you want. So if for some reason, if you wanted to watch EastEnders that was on at 7:30 on Thursday, then just to highlight that, press the OK button in the middle, and then that will enable it, and you just go to watch now. And often what you'll need to do is you'll need to set up the things like the iPlayer. You do need to log in beforehand just to register, and that's exactly what it's asking me to do. But that's fairly standard practice. Once you've done it once, then you don't need to do this again. But you get the gist of it, it's really a very easy way of watching the catch-up TV. So the other main way of doing it is that you can actually go directly into the apps. So if you press you've got at the top here, you've got an apps button. So once you press that, and this brings up all of the apps that are preloaded onto the television. And as you can see here, well, you've got the apps market that I'll show you in a moment. But along the top here, you've got things like the BBC iPlayer, ITV Hub, Channel 4, Channel 5, and then there's a lot more on here. You've got things like the standard ones like YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Video. So if you do subscribe to Amazon, say on the Prime service, then you can get a lot of the channels through here. And they're ever so easy to use. I won't show you it, go into it too much, but basically once you've got your account, set it up on here, and then you can watch all your Amazon videos through here. But the apps market, this is constantly being updated, and what you'll find, there are certain apps that are preloaded onto the television, and you've even got things like the Deezer, which is the music streaming service, and there's a lot more on here that you can download onto your TV. So not all of these are standard, but you will find that there's a lot of things like news, sports, even games, things to keep the kids quiet, just different games on here. And what you'll find is that over time, more and more of these will be loaded onto TV, and then you can just download them as you want. A little bit about the panel itself. It is a full HD panel, and it is also HDR, and the main advantage of HDR is that it's a much more realistic picture, so it's really a lot closer to what you're actually seeing in real life. And what that means is that the black level on this is a lot better, and the whites, as you go to the brighter colours, are a lot more realistic compared to a standard TV that isn't HDR. There is another button on the remote control called Home, and what this enables you to do is to set up favourite apps that you always use. So I was just going through the process of starting the setup on it, and across here, so once you press the home button, then you've got things like live TV, some of the apps that you can set, and this is where you would actually pick which ones that you want. So what you can do through the home button is, once you've selected the apps that you want to display across here, then if you just go down, so at the moment I've got YouTube on here, and what that will do is that will just display some of the most popular videos at the moment. So it's something else that you can do with this TV is you can actually stream programs between different TVs, or things like a Blu-ray player, and it's done through the devices section. And what it will do, as long as it's connected to your current Wi-Fi, then you've got these different options here. So these are some of the different TVs we've got. And something else you can do with this TV is the swipe and share. And to do that, if you just download the Panasonic TV Remote app, then it'll give you the option to send basically any photos or video content that you've got on your phone over to the TV. And it is very easy. So once you've downloaded it, you just select a photo on your tablet or phone, and then you just swipe it over to the TV, and then that will send it over. It is an easy process. This was just a window display that we've done, and then what you can do is you can actually scroll through different pictures or videos that you've got. So there is quite a lot more that you can do on this TV. You've got things like a game sports mode option on here. That's mainly for a better picture quality. So if you are into watching things like football, where you've got fast moving images, then it really helps to combat the lag, as they call it. What you find on quite a few TVs is that the the picture can sometimes struggle to keep up with fast camera movements, but Panasonic have come up with really a good solution to this. Another feature you've got is the USB hard drive recording. So through the USB connection, I'll show you around the back in a moment, basically you put a hard drive, and what you can do is you can actually record onto the hard drive. Now that can be a little bit limiting because you can only record the channel that's on at the time, so you couldn't use it as a separate recorder, but as another option it is very useful. So just really to show you around the back of the television, because this is something you don't often see sort of when you're on the internet or when you want to go into a bit more detail. So just to show you here, so we've got the two USB connections here, you've got two HDMI, and one of them is the HDMI 2 is ARC, so if you are connecting a sound system then that's a really good feature. You've got the optical connection at the top here, and you've got the Ethernet and the satellite connection, the aerial connection, and you've got things like the audio and component connections underneath there. When it comes to wall mounting it, then you've got the connections here, and that's the size of it. And when it comes to the mains connection, I have taken it out at the moment, but it is actually at a right angle, the mains connection, and you've got the buttons just down the side here, so even if it's wall mounted they are quite nice and thin, just to get your hand behind if you need to control the on and off or to change the channels. I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Panasonic TX40FS503B television. Please give us a thumbs up on a YouTube video, leave any comments below. If you're interested in purchasing one of these, then I have provided a link below to show you where to get one at a competitive price. Thanks for watching.